a little bit. Hi, everybody. I hope that I'm live. I hope I can. People can hear me. I have like a microphone thing so people can hear me. So hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello. Hello. Hi, you guys. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. Yes. Yep. Okay. Great. So I got a earphone with a microphone because some people couldn't hear me, and I think it changes. So I don't know. This is what I'm trying to right now. But I want to tell you that Cassie's home, so she just wanted to say hi. So if you're here early, you can say hi to Cassie.
Hey.
And
Hi.
so Cassie's back from school,
Hi,
and her friend, her boyfriend was here, but he's gone home now. So
yeah.
everyone's saying hi to you, Cassie.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hello. How are you guys doing? One's like, woohoo, Cassie.
Yay. So Cassie's just here. She just wanted to come and say hi,
Mhm.
and she's not going to do it like a channeling today, but maybe
No.
sometime when she's
maybe sometime.
maybe later when she's here. But
Yeah.
she's going to be home till September, so
Mhm.
hopefully we'll get something together. So
Yeah. No, that sounds
Right.
good. Yeah.
All right.
Just been here and we went to Disneyland, which
Went-
was really fun. And we
Mhm.
went down to like the California coast and showed my boyfriend around. And yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, it was good.
All right.
All right, and
Uh-oh.
then there's Lucy too.
Yeah.
So
Hi, Lucy. Hi.
hello, Lucy too.
Oh.
She doesn't like it.
She doesn't
She
like
didn't
that.
like that at all.
No, she doesn't like that. All right.
All right.
Well, I'll let Mom do her thing. And
Okay.
it was so nice seeing you guys. I'll
right.
probably see you a lot more soon. But yeah. All right.
All right. Well,
Let me get
thanks,
on with
Cassie.
things.
All right.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
All right. So I just had some people emailing and wondering how Cassie was doing, and that is she still here? So yes, she's still here. So she's doing good. Okay. So guys, let's get down to business here. Okay. So I had a couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. The first thing I wanted to tell you about was Mueller, because he's supposed to be doing his thing on, I guess, Wednesday. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I keep getting this, uh, what would you call, I guess, a message that a lot of things are going to be in the question. So it's not necessarily what he's going to say, it's going to be what they ask and how they ask it and how he responds. So that's a lot of it. I have gotten from the beginning that it's going to be historical. There's something about it that's going to be historical. I don't think he's like the greatest showman on earth, so I don't think it's going to be this, have you no decency or anything like that. It's not going to be like that, but it's going to be very um, clear. He he seems like he's going to be um very clear and very, that word I'm trying to listen. And he's very aware of what this means in history, even though he's not like a showman. He doesn't want to make a big show of it. For he doesn't like the circus part himself, but he wants to. He understands the relevance of it and how important it is, and he doesn't want to get things that are uh, he doesn't want to do anything wrong or say anything wrong. So there's that. And also it's funny because he is um, not worried about, like, Barr has talked to him. He's not worried about him. He's like, I need to. Um, I think he feels like Barr um, is not relevant, really. That he needs to back off, and he's just going to tell the truth. And Barr knows how he is, so he knows he's not going to lie or color things or whatever. He's going to tell the truth. There's also a point. I just heard that the Republicans are kind of going to act foolish. That's the word used. They're going to act foolish. They're going to say foolish things. They're going to try to veer off course. So just so you know, that's what they're going to try to do is get Mueller off course, off talking about other things. So and try to make them be a bigger story than what he's actually talking about, but it doesn't work. They just come off looking very foolish. And kind of out of touch, like they don't care about Russia, they don't care about these things. They just care about pushing their own, narrative or own agenda. Okay, so that's that. Um, Now, things about Barr keep coming up, and one thing that I know that I have heard other psychics say is that Barr is headed for um, kind of a disastrous end, and I see the same thing. I feel like he may end up being not only impeached or removed, but disbarred. So I'm just letting you know that that's what I'm seeing him being in trouble, basically. Um, it may have to do with what he tries to do with the Epstein case. It may. I know he's trying now, and he's going to try to um, not to kill the whole investigation, but to influence it. Um, and al- Also, do you guys remember had said that I saw an arrest and a suicide, and I thought at the time because I wasn't really sure, nothing happened, and then that guy that I think his name's Nader or something was arrested, and I thought, well, maybe that's the arrest, but I was never quite sure. Um, that both of those things might have to do with Epstein. Um, when I see stuff like that and it doesn't go away, it's either that it's going to happen soon or when it's so clear because it's really clear vision that I have. Either it's going to happen soon or it's big news. Like it's very relevant. It's very and it's an important event. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there just to because I'm not quite sure, and yet I still see it. So that means it hasn't happened yet. The arrest is not there, but the suicide is there. So I don't know. I don't know. And it's not. I don't know if it's a successful suicide, but it's definitely attempted. And yeah. Anyway, I don't wish that on anybody, but I'm just saying that I keep seeing that, and I don't know what that is, but I'm just putting that out there. The other thing is that I always ask for my own knowledge just because I like to, this stuff is so difficult that I try to look at things with a big picture. And uh, and I was asking how I was looking at those 2 shots of Lindsey Graham where he's talking about how awful Trump is, and then he's saying, like, how awful the 4 women are, and, it's like a completely 2 different Lindsey Grahams. And I asked the question to my guides, "How does Trump get people to do this stuff? How does he get them to change and completely change the way that they do, even though they look like fools, but they do it anyway. How does he do it? And this is over a period of time. I got these answers that I kind of put together for you guys. So I wanted to let you know what I was told. It's basically this, and they use the golf course incident with him and Lindsey Graham when he took Lindsey golfing, and after that he was different. And they were showing him saying something to the effect of uh like he had information about Lindsey Graham. I know what you like, I know what you do, I know what your private life is, that kind of thing. But then saying like, and it's okay, and it's fine. Everybody thinks that. Everybody wants to do that. You know what I mean? He makes it sound okay, and not only that, you can be your worst self around me. You see him do this with his crowd. You can be his you can be your worst self around me, and I'm not going to judge you. But I know this is what you do, and I'm great with it. I'm good with it. So you're fine with me. Then the other thing he does is, says like, "You're not, there's nothing wrong with you. Everybody feels that way. You're just not afraid of it. But everybody wants to do this. Everybody says this." And the other thing he does is say, "And that you're still a good person. Like, I know you're still a good person," because for some reason, even like people like Epstein and stuff, the awful things they do, they still want to be seen as like they're good people. And I see that with his followers a lot, that they try to turn things so that they don't seem like bad people, but they have these, negative and yucky ideas. So that's part of what he does. I don't know if that's all of it. It could be like straight up, like somebody just said, straight up blackmail. It could be, things like that. But it is a little bit like blackmail because it's like, I know what you do, but you're cool with me. It's okay. I do this and that. And it's it's basically saying you can be your worst self with me. I'll still accept you. I won't judge you, and you're still a good person. So, and then I think that it just it kind and they showed specifically that technique working on Lindsey Graham, Mike Pence, and Kavanaugh, and Kellyanne Conway. They showed those four people in that situation. So, anyway, I also want to talk about Mike Pence because somebody was asking about him, and I know that people are bothering him. They're talking to him about um, some of the stuff that's been happening recently. They're concerned about it, and I don't know why they're going to him. He can't do anything, but they're talking to him, um, and he's trying to calm people down, make people be like, this is just, this the stuff with the four House members. It's just, it's just talk. It's just this. He's trying to calm them down. The other thing I saw was that his wife is very depressed. Pence's wife she's done with all of this. She's feeling cornered, and she's feeling depressed, and she can't stand Trump, and she can't stand Melania. She's feeling trapped. It's like when I see her recently anyway, she looks depressed. She looks sad, and she looks like she's trapped. Um, like, in because I always see it, like, in a corner, in, like, a dark corner, and she feels trapped in it. So, um, anyway, and then the Epstein thing, I see, like, women and women it's like when the women start coming forward, which I think they already are. I haven't heard a lot about it, but somebody said they were. It just keeps going and keeps going, and there are gonna be a lot of people swept up in this, Democrats even, and all kinds of people, and it's gonna seep out, and then it just feels like it is like an explosion. It's just like everything comes out, and it's awful. So just preparing you for that. But it is gonna blow up a lot of stuff. And I think, as we've talked about, a lot of this stuff is like he's gonna drain the swamp. Not the way we thought, but he kind of is. So anyway, all right. So if you guys have questions, I'll do some questions, and um then that's it. I'll let you get on with your weekend. And okay, so let's see. So okay. Oh, somebody says Julie says she was done at the inauguration, and I have heard stories like that. To me, and I think that it was kind of like for a long time she was just like, this is what I have to do, so I'm just doing it. I feel like she's done. She's like and she's kind of immobile in a way because she's depressed. But where's Rudy? Haven't heard or seen anything from him. Um, hang on. Um, something about I can see them pushing him in a closet. So it seems like that he was I feel like he was embarrassing them, and kind of, if they can be embarrassed anymore, I don't know. But and he wasn't they didn't one somebody it might be like Mulvaney or somebody says, like, they think he's like losing his mind, like he's not all there anymore, and that it could be a problem. So I seem like them all like pushing him in a closet, though that's the imagery I get. So it's like just, just stay in here and, don't say anything. But he may end up coming out again, but it may be more tampered down a little bit, or and more like planned what he's going to say, because it feels like somebody is saying he's losing his mind. He's not all there anymore, and this could be a problem. Okay. And so the Epstein case, I do see, like I said, I see Barr trying to influence that. I don't think he's going to be successful though. And he knows that if he is seen trying to do something to that case, it's going to look bad. He recused himself and then he unrecused himself. And it was the day that I was talking about the fact that Trump was going apeshit. He was like absolutely apoplectic. He was going to lose his mind. So I think that's why he unrecused, but I think he knows he can't do much. It was to kind of just help calm Trump down and make sure he doesn't do anything. So, will Barr be held accountable? Yeah. If you missed the beginning, I was saying I think he's going to be. I see him getting disbarred, and I see him getting um, like impeached, or something like kicked out in some way. So, okay. How long will Epstein be away? I think he's gonna be away the rest of his life. I think it's going to be a very long time. So yeah. Will have he have any proof on Trump? I saw when he was arrested, I saw discs, like and to me, whenever I see that kind of stuff, I've seen that before, like with Cohen, it usually means something visual. So it's either like pictures or video. I think he has that on lots of people, not just Trump. Trump may have gotten it away from him because of just his position now, but I don't know. I feel like he's kept a lot of stuff. Um, I feel like he has a lot on a lot of people, and I think they got some of it, but I feel like somebody has stuff. Like a somebody who works for him has other stuff, and uh, I don't know if they're gonna get. I feel like it's still around. I don't feel like they got rid of it or anything, but I feel like somebody has a bunch of stuff. So maybe they'll come forward. Maybe they'll use it to get out of, to make a deal of something for or something for themselves, but it's not good. It's not good. Okay. Okay, so okay. I know Lucy is a pill. Poor Lucy needs your attention. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, will SDNY open the case they're closing? I and yes, Barr had something to do with that being shut down. I do think there's something about it that's not finished. So I know they said it's closed, and I know that that's what they're saying, but there is something about it that's not done. And I don't know if it's people they're going to arrest later or others charges that they have that they didn't charge yet, but it's not finished. I know they said it's closed, but there is something about the case that's not finished. Okay. Is Nancy Pelosi's husband involved with Epstein? Not that I have seen. Um, it's a lot of there's like attorneys. There's some like leaders of other countries. It's really interesting and awful, but I think it's going to be very surprising, and the the power of the people is going to be surprising. So um, the Epstein case has to be about Hillary getting locked up. What? I don't think so. Who will be the next president after Trump steps down? And it's funny you say steps down because I've never seen him impeached, at least not so far. I've never seen him impeached. I've never seen him winning an election. I always see him leaving. And I'm wondering if he may cut because of this Epstein stuff and because this stuff is getting so intense, um, that he may try to cut a deal and leave, just go and not be, arrested or anything, but be gone. And he's going to lose his money. He's going to be he's going to be destroyed, basically. Um, but I've never. seen him in prison. His If you go back and look at the video on his dad did say to me that he's supposed to go to prison, but I've never seen that, so I don't know. Um, so uh, yeah, but it's funny you say steps down, but I always see a younger man and a younger woman. I don't know which way it is, but they just seem younger and they seem like they are like ready to make really big changes. They're not afraid. They're very motivated and like outspoken. It feels like, somebody like Elizabeth Warren, um, somebody like that, somebody who has a plan and is ready to go. They feel very and I say younger, their energy could be younger. Like it could be Bernie Sanders, he has tons of energy. It could be him, but they feel younger. Their energy feels young and very enthusiastic and like motivated. I'm ready to move, like they've been waiting for this their whole life and they're ready to go. And somebody asked about Mayor Pete. Oh, Allison asked about Mayor Pete. He I think he'll recover and kind of bounce back through this period. Um, it's sad because he isn't he he isn't a racist at all, and he does care, but he's a he does care, but he's a politician. So I think sometimes kind of like what I didn't like about I liked Hillary, okay, but it was something I didn't like about her was that she seemed very calculated. Everything was over, like she thought it through a million times. A little bit I think Nancy Pelosi as well. They're good at politics, but when it's stuff like that where it's more emotionally based or emotional for people, um, like race is, it's a little harder for them to connect, but I think he'll get past it and he'll kind of move forward. But he's a good guy. I always get like he's a good guy. He's not probably not for everybody, but I don't get a bad feeling from any of the candidates. I feel like they're all some are more, a little more ego based or self serving than other ones, but any of them, if their shoes ran for president against Trump, it would be better. So they're all a better deal. Any of them. Okay. So, let's see. Um, okay. You keep mentioning Trump losing his mind. Will he be removed? Um, so when I say Trump like losing his mind, going crazy, I mean that's very general. What I mean is that the stuff he says is going to become harder and harder for people to twist, to explain. Um, he's worried about going to jail, and he's worried about losing, and he's worried about going to jail. And if he thinks he's going to lose, if he really thinks he's going to lose, he's going to cut a deal and go. He's not going to stick around to lose an election. He won't. He just won't. Could you ever see him sitting there and watching someone else be sworn in and being dignified about it? Of course he's not. He's not going to do that. So um, that's what I mean when I say like going crazy. It's going to be hard to explain the stuff he says. It's not going to make sense. It's going to be stuff like he did recently, where it's kind of out of nowhere. And he's going to want to start distracting from other stuff even more so because it's going to be so awful. The Epstein stuff coming out is awful. So I think it's that as well, that it's just gonna be so outlandish because he's just gotta get us away from looking at over here. So he's got to have us look over here. So there you are. Um, okay, okay. So Thomas is Canadian, and it's it's okay. I mean, it's okay. I don't care. Okay, can you see the elections next year? The one thing I was gonna say is that I think a lot of election stuff, like the election, I feel like there are a lot of lawyers, um, lawsuits ready to go. It's like they're really prepared this time for the voter suppression stuff. They're prepared for um, they're prepared for what's coming. They may take, which is unbelievable to say, but the Republicans suffered a record loss this last election. I really do think we have a very good chance of taking all three things because it's weird. I see this after Trump, I see this gigantic leap forward. And I'm wondering if that's why, is because we'll take all three branches and just go for it. So anyway, that's I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not, you know, obviously I'm not 100%, but it feels so like I said, that slingshot, I've given that slingshot image of that rock being pulled back, and it just feels like we are propelled forward after this. So I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm sorry, Democrat, people that love Trump, but that is what I see. Oh, Julian Assange. You know what? I just got some information on him. That's funny that you say that because Julian Assange, I feel Barr had something to do with him being put away. And I'm not sure why, but I think it's to protect Trump. But I feel like he helped to orchestrate that. So there you go. I mean, obviously, he's the DOJ, so I mean, he's the Attorney General, so of course, he had something to do with it. But I feel like became a priority for him to get this guy out of the mix. Okay, okay. Let's see, Melania. Is she here illegally? She's here illegally, but, somebody was asking about, like, what will happen to her after, this is all done, and what I see is her, not married to Trump anymore, but kinda being, like, a little like Jackie Onassis, not in any way like her, but in that she's gonna marry someone super rich, and she might leave the country. 'Cause I think that the Trump name will be ruined. I mean, absolutely ruined, and I think there'll be more Trumps going to jail. I don't know if it'll be Donald himself, but it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad for them, very bad for them. The young girl who was raped by Trump was one of Epstein's young girls. Yeah, and that happened. I I read I wouldn't recommend reading the court document, but I thought I'm gonna go through it to see how I feel, if it's, like, not true or true. Every fiber of my being was like, she is telling the truth. So I think that will be resurfaced in some way. Whether I don't know if it's her, but it's just uncomfortable to talk about. And it seems unbelievably awful. So yeah, anyway, okay, Hope Hicks. I see her going back to talk. I see her actually um is the same thing I saw for Mueller, which is her being in public and testifying in public. Um, it's weird because it feels like the dam breaks a little bit. And it's kind of like I see like Mueller testifying and then people testifying. It's like it starts to roll. And there's, like I said, there's something financial that's coming. Um, I feel like they know what they're waiting for, and they're just waiting for it. It could be Deutsche Bank, it could be his taxes. I'm not sure, but it's like it always appears like a stack of papers, and it's financial. So the fact it's paper, it makes me think it's old stuff, like stuff from before he was president, like, it's stuff like that. So, anyway, but it always appears like a stack of papers, and it always appears like it's financial and something like, something big. Okay, Trump is a good president. Well, that's ridiculous. Okay, so Trump okay, so let me see, the Maxwell, her Epstein fixer, Ghislaine Maxwell. Um, is that the woman? Can you tell me if that's the woman? Because a woman just popped in. Um, is just Lane Maxwell? Is that the woman? If somebody could just answer if is she a woman? Um, okay, okay, okay. So yes, it's the woman. Okay, because that woman just popped in. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on the right track. Okay, so um, hang on one second. She has access to a safe. I see her guarding a safe. She's guarding a safe, so she has access. She has access. I don't see her opening it, but she's guarding it. She's standing in front of it. So she's got information on the fact it's in a safe makes me think um it may be stuff, like actual physical stuff, and it's stuff that needs to be guarded. It's devastating. But she's standing in front of a safe. That's the image I have. So there's something, she's guarding something. She's holding on to something. Um, I'm waiting for more, but that's it. You know what? That's weird that you say about the Kavanaugh being in with Epstein. Um, I don't know that he is, but there is something that's kind of like it's connected in some way. So that's interesting that you say that. And I don't know if it's just that they're all in that club, that kind of sleazy guy club, or what it is, but there's something that like connects them in some way, but I don't know that he actually it could be because I feel like they're all like there are lawyers, there are leaders of countries, there are a lot of business guys, high up business guys, people in Congress. So and old Congress members, like ones that have left. So anyway, um, I don't see Donald Trump winning in 2020. I don't even know if he's going to be in the election, to tell you the truth. It's weird. I don't see him there. He could be. As we sit here today, I don't see him there. So I don't know. It's weird, but I don't think he'll win, and I don't even know if he'll be there. So anyway, okay. Do you see Trump's poll numbers falling? If you haven't seen my other videos, I've already said like I think his poll numbers are exaggerated and they are manipulated. They're not real. Um, I see his popularity at about 28% around there, which again, it's a lot of people, but it's not nearly what um, it's not nearly what he thinks it is or they think it is. And it's funny because the reason they play with the numbers is for him. They don't want him to freak out or get discouraged or start you know going crazy. They're doing it for him. um anyway, um do you see Trump leave in September? I i don't, but August and September are going to be um big months. There's not going to be anything normal about this period of time. It's all seems very topsy-turvy to me and um very upsetting. I would recommend stepping away from the news sometimes, even though it is addicting. It's like you want to know what's going on because you're scared something's going to happen. But I think if you can step back from it, it's probably a good thing because it's going to get not only because the whole, the immigrants, this Epstein stuff, it's all very dark. And I think that it has that very dark energy that I think that we kind of need to step away from sometimes because the people on the border, kids on the border, and they're going to need our help, or at least our good energy, getting to them. So um, and whatever we can do, our money or being there as a protest or whatever, I feel like it's going to be important that we have energy to do stuff. So you have to step away sometimes and just take a breath. um um were there paid players uh, were there paid players in the North Carolina rally? um you know what, I let me see. I see what I saw before, which is people being like buses coming with people buses full of people coming and coming. I feel like they were bussed in from other places. I don't know if they were paid. I'm not seeing that. It could be they were, but I see them like being brought in. So whatever that means. But I saw that before in that other rally that people were brought in. Um, okay, so um, conversion therapy. Um, let me see what Pence did. The question is, did Pence go through conversion therapy? Um, I don't see it if he did. He he has stuff going on though. He has his things to hide. Let me just put it that way. He has things to hide. Um, oh, are the squads safe? That's a good question. In the last video that I did, I saw that the Omar, that woman on a like a postage stamp, and I didn't get like a bad feeling about it, but I did wonder why I was seeing it. Like she was elevated to some kind of like status of some kind, and it could be she's just going to do some amazing things. I do, and I have seen, so I know it's true, but I've seen people like planning things. I don't know if they'll actually act on them, but I see them like people coordinating. So I hope that they're safe, and I don't. I'm not saying something couldn't happen. I feel like there are people that would like to do things, whether they will or not. I don't know right now, but I can see people like coordinating and, like, saying awful things and, like, coordinating and forming coalitions kind of to possibly do something. I hope they don't, but that's what I'm seeing right now, so, there you go. Let's see. Um, could Pelosi be president or Mike Pence as president? I don't see either one of them as president, but, I guess Pelosi could I don't see Mike Pence ever being president. I don't see him ever being president, and in fact, I see him suffering from this. I don't know if he'll go to jail. I just see him kind of being his reputation being completely demolished, hurt. So, that's what I see. Okay. Okay. Um, and I it's weird because I do see it like there are more trolls or I don't wanna say trolls, but there are more people this time who are, like, really angry, and I think it's just because, you know, it's obvious that they're in trouble, that they're doing awful things, and if you support them at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Stop watching Fox, that's all I can tell you. Please watch something else. Please, find search your better self. Find your better self and try to, I don't know, just stop watching Fox, that's all I can say. Yeah, it is pitiful because I think it's gonna be devastating for these people that trusted Trump and really believed him, it's gonna be devastating. It's gonna be hard for them to get past, it's gonna be, and I think that's part of it. I think they don't want to admit, like, he's basically a charlatan, he's basically a con man, he's a con man, and I feel bad. I feel like, those of you who like him, I always call you his fans because I don't feel like they're like supporters. I feel like they're fans. They like that he upsets the Democrats and they like that he says awful things and they want to believe him, but he's a con man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I feel bad, but I feel it's ridiculous to think that, we're gonna hand over the country to the host of The Apprentice. It's ridiculous. Okay. Um, Okay. All right. So, yeah, Pelosi would take the presidency if Mike Pence wasn't able to. It it's weird. It's like nothing's going to be normal about this next election. Nothing's going to be normal about it. So, um, will Garland ever make it to the Supreme Court? It's I always say that in the next presidency, when it's the Democrat, like this man and woman that I see, that they're going to add seats, and I feel like Merrick Garland might be one of the seats they that is that he's brought in as one of the um, as one of the seats that's filled. I feel like they're gonna go to maybe back to 12 or something like that, but I feel like they're gonna add seats. There's a lot of stuff after the fact that's gonna come out about Trump not being legitimate at all, and I feel like things are gonna be, like, reversed because of that. But I also think there's gonna be things done like that to kinda correct things. Um, I also see Kavanaugh maybe not lasting, too much longer, but I do see him kinda going, so will Kavanaugh be yanked out? I've always seen him, like, n kind of being there and then being out, and like I said, he's got an enemy inside the Supreme Court, so anyway. Hey, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Okay, so, I'll be take a couple more questions, and I'll let you guys get on with your weekend. Have a good weekend, even the Trump people. Okay, so is Kavanaugh in the Epstein? I answered that. I don't think he's like not in the way you would think. It's not that way, but there's some kind of weird like connection there. I'm not sure what that is. Barack Obama on the Supreme Court. I've heard that before. I mean, I would love that, but I don't. I don't think so. I don't see him there. I have seen Kamala Harris as an attorney as our attorney general, and so I don't know. I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean she can't, be president. I just, that is one thing I've seen. So I just want to make, and she'd be great. So I just want to just say that that's one thing I have seen. Um, will many Trump people admit they're wrong? No, no, they won't. And in fact, I think that's what Amash is trying to do is give them an alternative so that I talked about Amash before about maybe doing something kind of with the Republican Party where he um, it's almost like a new branch of the Republican Party, and that's partly why is to give them an out. I'm going to this party now. I'm not going to be associated with that. It's like what they did with George W. Bush, instead of saying, geez, we were wrong. He lied us into, whatever. We were wrong about this guy. They just said, oh, well, we're in the Tea Party now, so it doesn't matter. So that it's going to be like that, that for some reason they have a hard time admitting stuff, even though it would really help because then we could actually talk about stuff and come up with solutions and figure things out, but they won't. So it's too bad. McConnell's future. He's for me, um, he's all about money and he's all about the trappings of his position. He likes his own party members coming to grovel at his feet. He likes that kind of stuff. And he's that kind of guy. He's just kind of a he he's kind of that kind of guy. So I feel like he may I think a lot of these guys are going to be it's not good. I don't know exactly what happens to him, but he's involved in a lot of money stuff that's not, above board. There's something and I feel like a lot of these guys have taken money and, like, not paid taxes or taken money from weird places, not declared it, stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna be caught up in weird stuff like that, where it's like, it's not really it's not really hang on one second. I'm seeing McConnell and his wife leaving. They're leaving Kentucky for sure, but they're leaving. if they're going out of the country or what this is, but it just shows them packing their bags. So maybe they'll just leave Washington. I'm not sure, but they're leaving. So I'm not sure. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. So guys, um, let's see. On Pompeo. I get a really just a bad feeling about that guy. I would put him in kind of there's something with him. There's going to be something with him. I don't know if it's an announcement he makes or something he does with Iran. It's not a war. It's something and people don't believe him. It's kind of like the last time, but I see him talking in front of like reporters and stuff. And it has to do with Iran. You know what else I keep seeing are whenever I talk about Iran, something else I keep seeing are submarines. And I feel like they're connected to Russia somehow, but I always see submarines and I'm not sure why. But anyway, I see Pompeo talking to reporters. So it's weird because you just said that. So that's the picture that came in. So I don't know. Yeah, he's gross like Barr. He is there's something they're just doing anything, to hold on to power. It's a bummer. So okay. Okay. So all the trolls. Okay. Okay. So I guess I'll see you. Um, who do you see flipping? Well, I'll tell you. So this will be my last thing. But I see um, Epstein staying quiet for a while, and then it's just like I said, it's like it's kind of leak, explosion. So that's what it looks like to me. That's what it's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. So anyway, okay. Okay, guys. So psychic is spelled Psychic, Thomas. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys later and have a good night and have a good weekend. And Lucy will say goodbye too. Bye. Bye, everybody. Okay. Bye, you guys. Have a good one. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks so much. Bye bye.